Okay, hi everyone, welcome to tonight's class. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these gift boxes. I've been making a lot of these and posting them on Facebook, and I've gotten a lot of messages of people saying, please do a class, please do a class. I have already done a couple of them, but I'm happy to do another one, and I am recording. So we'll go over the supplies that we need to make one of these, and we'll get started. So the first thing that you're going to need is a box. Any kind of box will work. This box in particular is one that I got from Hobby Lobby in the wood aisle, the unfinished wood aisle. And it was $3.99 for the box. And as you can see, I just painted this one. So all you need to do is, I even painted the inside. So just paint it whatever color you like. If you don't want to paint it, you can also use scrapbook paper. Here's one that I did. This is obviously Hello Kitty, and I used scrapbook paper to cover all of the sides instead of paper.
Hello, ladies.
Obviously Ray's home, and look, Oliver behaved. So let me show you, and then on the inside of this one, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but I filled this with goodies. I can't really show because it's for someone. So I just painted on the inside. So that's all you need to do. If you don't like to paint, you can use scrapbooking paper. So whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do. Any theme, all you really need is paper, a couple of punches, some nice ribbon, and that's it. So let me put this off to the side and we will get started in actually making the box. Okay, so in advance, this is the one that we're going to be doing tonight. I just painted it blue. And again, it's painted throughout. And you don't have to be too, particular about getting a great coat on, especially on the top, because we are covering the top with flowers. The main reason that you're painting the top is because you may see little spaces between the flowers. And I apologize now for my fingernails, but being back to work up at the yard, that's just what happens when you work outside. So, all right, so the first thing that we do is we want to get a piece of paper, which I already cut for the side here, okay? Now I like to use a piece obviously that's going to coordinate with the flowers that I'm going to use. So I picked this blue striped paper. This is from Fab Scraps actually, and you can use whatever side you want if you're using double-sided paper. I like this one, and I like to use score tape. Again, you all have heard me say over and over again, score tape is a paper tape, and it's very easy to use because it just easily rips. You don't need a pair of scissors. It's double-sided tape. So all you do is go ahead and put your score tape on the side that you want facing down on your box. And I tend to use a lot. I just want to make sure it's going to stay adhered. And I don't like to use hot glue on paper. It buckles. You can see the lump when the glue dries underneath it. So I always like to use something like this. So my go-to glue is score tape. People have different likes and dislikes and reasons for liking them. I don't really like to use a wet glue on this part because, again, I don't want it to bubble and I don't want to be able to see it through the other side. Now, as you can see, this is nice and easy to pull away and expose the adhesive. I like to open the box a little bit when I do this. And again, the box is from Hobby Lobby. It's $3.99, and I got it in the unfinished wood area. Okay, so once you put that on, you're good to go. All right. Okay, so next what you're going to do is you're going to get a punch. Any kind of punch will work. My punches of choice for doing this project are the EK Success punches. They're a lot easier to use and they're not so hard on your hands. Obviously, you use a lot of flowers when you do this, so it's a good idea to have a good punch. And nothing fancy. I already have my flowers punched out, but I just want to show you again. We talked about there's a lot of new people here tonight, people who don't always craft. So I just wanted to show you, I punch with my paper like this with my punch upside down so I can see it. Now my punch is getting a little crazed there because I've used it so many times. But the reason I do it like this is so that I do not waste any paper. I'm kind of a no waste type of person. So if I do it like this, I know exactly where to put the punch so that it's going to line up to the next one, okay? My punch needs to be oiled. But anyway, you can see what I'm talking about, because if I'm going to do the punch your normal way, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You can't see what you're doing, and I did get nice and close, but it's obviously a lot easier to do it if you hold the punch upside down. Yeah, I need to. That's a good idea. One easy way to sharpen your punches is to punch through tin foil several times. And I've also seen people take punches apart and do something with it. I know there's lots of different YouTube videos that you can watch to do it. So this is just, my punch is like this because I have punched thousands of flowers already. And again, like I said, the reason I like the EK Success is because it's not so hard on your hands. And I also like that you can just close it up like this and store it as well. So I use 2 sizes of punches, and the other one is still in the truck. So I use 2 flowers myself. This is the EK Success Retro flower, and I think you can get it at Michael's. If you need help finding it, you can shoot me an email or a message over on Facebook, and I'd be happy to help you. Okay, so that's the easy way of doing some punches. And this is an awesome project to use up your scraps. Get out all of your scraps and just start punching flowers. So I've got some white ones here. Obviously my theme here is going to be white and blue. Hi, Kristen. Kristen and Patrice are my moderators for tonight, so if you have any questions, anyone who's new and I'm not seeing your questions, you can shoot them a message and they can help you out. So I'm just going to pull out all of the flowers that I have punched, and I'm going to show you how easy this is. I made Pam's box that I just showed you while sitting in the truck, so quick and easy. The next glue that I'm going to be using is the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive, and I am simply going to squirt this, and excuse me, but my glue is almost done. I probably should have got another bottle, but I literally squirt this all over the top of my box. Let's see, I got another one here. Okay, you don't have to be fancy. This is just, it's sloppy. You're going to cover it up. Just get it on there. And then the first thing, all you have to do, I like to just take the flower in my hand and I press it like this with my thumb in the center. I don't spend a lot of time embossing the flowers or anything, and I start up at the top. Okay, so just put it in your hand, press the flower. This is one of those projects I call busy projects. Little time consuming, but a lot of fun, and the end result is awesome. So, and all I'm literally doing in no pattern whatsoever is just tucking the flowers underneath each other. Now, one of the things I wanted to share with you, if you have a flower when you're punching, like I do right here, that is not a perfect flower, see how the tip of this one is not all the way there? Don't throw these out. These are what I call my tucker flowers, and what that means is the part that is not the perfect part is being tucked underneath, and you can't even tell that there was anything wrong with it. So don't throw those out. So again, just press with your thumb and all you're doing is pushing down. Now you can use tools if you want. I don't normally like to use a whole bunch of stuff because this is just an easy peasy type of a project, but sometimes you need to press, and you can use a toothpick or any one of your tools. Thank you, Kristen. I got it half price, or I'm sorry, 40. No, it's a Recollections mat, and it was 50% off at Michael's. I needed a new mat. And just when you're using your double-sided paper, just make sure that you're switching up the patterns of the paper. And you're probably going to have to add some more glue because it might dry a little bit. And this is all you're literally doing, is just filling up this box with flowers. I've made boxes of all shapes and sizes. People love to receive these, and I like to put things inside of them actually in my craft room. I'm still redoing my craft room. I'm not finished. I promise when I do finish, I will give you a tour of it when we're at class one day. Although I don't know when I'm ever going to be done, because with working so much, it's kind of put a big damper in my organizing and everything else. So as you can see, let me just show you. This is what it's looking like. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So just put your flowers on there. If you don't like the way it's looking, you can remove one and let them hang off the end a little bit. And the reason I put the piece of paper on the side where the box drawer opens is so that the flowers are not being interfered with when you're opening up the drawer. So keep that in mind when you're doing it if you're working on something like this. And all you really need is papers that match. And if you have a couple of pieces of double-sided paper, that's all you need. I'm not very good with matching things, especially when it comes to color. So double-sided paper is the best thing for me in particular. You can really use whatever you want. You don't have to use double-sided paper because you're not going to really see underneath. The main reason I use it is because then I know that whatever's on the other side goes with it. And I don't have to worry about, oh gosh, does that match or not? Ray, can you take the cover off of that for me?
You guys are going out to, got a treat out of the little township. I'm talking to that freaking Mike.
Right now?
Yeah, 3 guys.
Do you have to go?
Nope. They're going to take care of it.
Is it storming?
No.
Okay, so all we're doing is continuing to put the flowers on here. Does anybody have any questions yet? Hey, Froggy.
Right, there you go.
Thank you. Did you want to say hi to Froggy? She just came in. She didn't see you before.
Hi, Froggy.
All right. Just kind of try to mix up the colors a little bit when you're doing this. You can really use as many colors that you like. I'm only using 2, and white. That's it. She said, hi, Mr. Lucky Charms. He actually had pizza tonight for dinner, no Lucky Charms. And he brought me ice cream. Again, here's one that's a not so perfect petal there, so we're just going to slide that underneath. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, just do it. So you need your box, your adhesive, your punches, and you're good to go. I don't like to use hot glue, and you guys know I use hot glue for everything. I do not use hot glue on this just because it dries so fast that it would be wasteful to do that. But if you were absolutely out of everything else, you could do that. And the smaller the boxes, obviously the less time it's going to take you to do this. I've done some really large boxes. I've done the small ones like this. They're just fun and easy to do. And you can put anything at all that you like in them. I made a bunch of these for Christmas. And then you just need a focal point, something for the center. And tonight I'm going to be using one of our Gorjuss Girl cards to put on here. So hang with me so you can see this being done. And here is a link to my blog where I have a bunch of Gorjuss stuff up for sale. I just added more stuff late last night, so be sure you get over there and take a look at it. And there's going to be more added in the next couple days because I have a big order coming in again. Oh, Oliver is not behaving. I was censored? Oh, I didn't allow links probably. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I have links. I have links allowed. Maybe one of you need to put it in there. I have links allowed. Did it go through, Patrice? Thank you. I appreciate it. Isn't this cute though already, you guys? Look at it. And you just want to be careful when you're working up the side. You don't want to have a bunch going in a straight line. You want them to be off a little bit, okay? Are you getting a good view of that? I think so. That's me. I'm a potty mouth. I didn't say anything wrong. I was a good girl. We'll see how long this takes me, and it's obviously going to take me a little bit longer just because I'm giving instruction, but it'll be fun to see how long it takes. Obviously, you know, you need to paint it. A good thing to do is paint a couple of boxes in advance, and then you could just sit down and put them together at one time. I know when I go to my Hobby Lobby, our store is horrible. They only had 2 boxes when I went, and I bought both of them. I got this one that I'm working on now, and then I got one for Pam. But Pam went to her Hobby Lobby, and the boxes that were on her shelf were warped. So you kind of have to pick them up when you see them because you don't always find them. That's right, Kristen. Yeah, I don't need to do it in the closet. If I have something to say, I'm going to tell you. What do they say? Honest to a fault, to the point, you know, sometimes people don't like it type of thing. But, oh well, right? I'd rather be like that than be a liar. Take me or leave me. So remember, just press with your thumb a little bit, because you don't want them all laying flat either. See what you've been missing all this time, Catherine, by not being at these shows? Patrice does a show on Sundays here on Ustream too. Patrice, go ahead and put your link in there since there's some new people here. Yeah, the warped boxes, I just don't understand. You know what? Once you put all the flowers on them, it's not bad if they're warped. It depends on where they're warped. If it's warped by the drawer where it's going to interfere with the functioning of the drawer opening and closing, you don't want it. If it's a cosmetic thing where it's just going to be how it looks, you're going to cover up most of it anyway, so it's okay to get it. So I know Pam had her Hobby Lobby order her a couple of new boxes. So hopefully when they come in, they won't be warped. But you can use dress gift boxes, you know, the kind that you can, I'm sure you can purchase them, but you might even be able, oops, you might even be able to get them free at the store, but those also might be the ones that are too thin. You know what I'm saying? You want a sturdy box, which is why I use these wooden ones. And you do have to give this time to dry too, so. Yeah, I know. Finding the link is not always easy. Hey, you guys, I don't know how many of you got the email. Kristen had mentioned to me that she got an email from Ustream saying they were affected by that Heartbleed where someone stole their passwords. Kristen got the email like last week or something. I got mine yesterday. So Ustream is encouraging everyone to change their passwords so that you're not compromised in any way. So you might want to do that. I don't know how many of you received the email or not, but I'm just letting you know you're probably going to be getting one. I don't know if they're doing it alphabetically to notify people or what the deal is, but let me. And really, I don't know what someone's going to do with your Ustream information, but I guess if you teach classes, if you broadcast, they can put anything up on your channel. So Patrice, you might want to make sure that you change your password. Yeah, it's always something. Yeah, they always have a bunch of gift boxes out at the holidays. Like I got a bunch of those nice glittery ones. And what's fun about, listen to Ray's ringtone. Did you hear that? What's fun about using the ones from the holidays, they're already painted really fun colors, so it takes out the step of painting, which I love. And I also got really pretty glittery ones in February for Valentine's Day. So just keep an eye out when you go to the stores, even the dollar store. If they're glittery, it's even better because then you've got all the pretty glitter on the sides. Thank you, Kat. Do they call you Kat, by the way? That's just something I would call you. Oh, you did, Sue? See? So my husband's getting all these phone calls now because there's trees down everywhere and there's a couple emergency jobs now. And it's not even storming. Oh, they do? Okay, good. Pam, are you working along? Is that why you're not chatting? Obviously, the bigger the box, the longer this is going to take. So, as you can see, I'm almost done here already. So, look at how fast that was, and it's a ton of fun. Like I said, I did Pam's box in the truck while I was working. So, as long as you have all of your supplies by you, you don't need any, extra things. I had to come home to use my hot glue gun, that was it, to put the center embellishment on, and I'll show you that. I do use the hot glue gun for that. Oh, it's okay. You can bother me. If I'm busy, I don't answer the text. It just takes me a little longer. Actually, I already have a white one there. All right, so as you can see, I'm kind of staying away from this area right here, and I'm going to show you why in a second. All right. So I have this really pretty flower trim, which I got at Hobby Lobby, half price. It was $3.99, so obviously it was $2. This is the box, Froggy, from Hobby Lobby, the wooden box that pulls out. It's wood, it's not the paper mache. Uh-oh, now I opened it wrong. It's not the paper mache one because the paper mache one warps very easy. You guys, if you put paint on the paper mache ones, they warp. So you have to really be careful if you're painting it. If you're using paper, you can use any kind of a box. Okay, so this is found in the ribbon section at Hobby Lobby, and I buy these when they're half price. And I'm going to just use my hot glue, and what I do is I kind of measure it in advance first, like this. Just laying it out. And then cut it right there. And I do use my hot glue here, and I just, you know, generously squirt the hot glue right down the strip of the corner there of the paper, and then just slide it on there. And this is nice because it stretches, and just adhere it. Okay, so that's what we have. And now I know I can go right along inside there now that I have this down. Yep, very pretty. Okay, and then the same thing here is I'm just measuring and cutting at the same time. I've made, you guys, I must have made about 15 of these already. I did a class in my home at the holidays with a couple of people in my hometown that actually responded on Facebook when they saw my boxes that I posted asking me to teach them how to do it, people that I never met before. So that was kind of fun. Okay, so here's what we have. And now all I'm going to do is fill in where you see the blue still. So that's how I do that. And you can just move them around still a little bit because it's wet. That's what's nice about the Scotch Quick Dry. It dries quickly, but it also gives you time to play around a little bit. Now, something else I want to show you, when you're working really close and you have just like these little small gaps, you can cut a couple of the petals off, and again, just like I showed you with the tuckers, the tuckable pieces, just press on it to curl it up a little bit and just tuck it right in there, because there's no point in using a full flower. And look, you can't even tell which one's a half piece and which one is a full one. Hi, Bonnie. I was wondering where you were. Just tuck them in there. And you do have to do that with a few of them as you run them up the sides there, because you don't want to use a whole flower or it's going to cover up your entire rose ribbon, and you don't want to do that. And you can use any kind of ribbon there, you guys. You don't have to use this kind. Just experiment and use different things. You don't even have to use ribbon. You can put, depending on what the theme of your box is, you can put different things around the side of it there too. Like for Christmas, I did one and I put jingle bells all along the side of the paper, and that was kind of fun. So there's just different things. It all depends on what you like and what you want to do. These I used an EK Success Punch, the fairy box that I made with you all in that other class that we did. I used all cherry lin flowers. And obviously that took a little bit longer because those needed to be die cut, but it turned out beautifully. Did you all see the Sweet Christine die that Cherry Lynn made for me? It's available on their website, cherrylyndesigns.com. And I am not selling the Cherry Lynn dies anymore, only because I'm going to be teaching classes for Cherry Lynn, and it was kind of a conflict of interest. So you do need to buy them directly from Cherry Lynn now. It's on their website, so run over and take a peek at it. Patrice, can you put the link up for Cherry Lynn for me, please, or Kristen, or Bonnie? Even better if you could find the Sweet Christine flower and put the link up for that. Is Bonnie still here? Oh, there she is. Bonnie, I'm going to make you a mod. There you go. She'll put the link up, Kat. It's Cherry Lynn Designs. CherryLynn designs.com. You need a die cutting machine for that, like a, I don't know if you have one, a Big Shot or a Cuttlebug. Oops, sorry, I guess I should be in camera here. Cherry Lynn makes wonderful dies, and they just had a new release come out. And Kat, I told you about them. I go to California with them for CHA and teach. Thank you, Kristen. No, it's the whole reason the Sweet Christine flower came about was, remember the Sweet Williams? I told BJ at CHA that that was my first ever class on Ustream and the first kit that I ever sold. And I told her that the Sweet William is still one of my very, very favorite flowers. And she said, I think we need to make a Sweet Christine flower then. So her and I sat at CHA and kind of threw some flowers and designs together and came up with that. It kind of looks like a carnation, right? It's small, it's not, you know, not really big, but it's nice. So I was honored by that. I have a very good relationship with Cherry Lynn, and they are my favorite die cutting company, as well as just the nicest people that you could ever want to meet. Okay, so look, we're finished. This is all the large flowers. Okay, so here's all the large flowers with the rose trim. Does anyone have any questions? So look, in about 35 minutes, I got the whole top of that box covered. I'm going to stop and look at the chat for a couple seconds here. If you have any questions, throw them in. No questions? I know there's a lag, so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I punched out small flowers, a handful of small flowers as well. And then, you guys, I put all my spare flowers inside these little baggies, and I use them on another project. What kind of dip do I have? I don't have dip. I have ice cream. See, you guys know me too well. I love potato chips and dip. That's my favorite. Yes, just watch. I'm going to show you. Froggy, did you see my Hello Kitty box? Look, isn't it just so cute? I put little rhinestones in the centers of some of them. And then I made this one for my sister-in-law, Pam, who's here. She's a dog groomer, so I put a little dog in there. And I put dog bones on it. Isn't that cute? Cute. Okay, so what I normally do with the small flowers is I just use a handful of them. I don't go crazy, but I usually just use one color. If the box is huge, I use different colors. But the small box, I find one small flower is enough. Now with the small flowers, putting the small flowers on, this is the third adhesive I'm using, and this is called Glossy Accents. And you guys, I have all of the adhesives that I'm using tonight over on my blog too, under on the right-hand side of my blog, under adhesives. I buy the majority of my things online, so I can't tell you. Honestly, I never look for this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, so I don't even know if they carry it there. So you could probably tell me that. So this is a quick drying clear adhesive as well. So we're going to do the exact same thing with these small flowers, and we just put it in our hand and press in the center. And what I do is I just randomly, sometimes you need to poke the center there because it clogs easily. Okay, so you just randomly place these, and I just drop them on there. I don't, don't make a science out of it. Just, it's supposed to look natural, so just drop it on there. Don't be like, oh, should it look like this? Should it look like that? It shouldn't look like anything. It should just look like you dropped it on there. That's how you get the most dimension out of it. Now, we don't have a local scrapbook store by us. All right, and when you're using white, it's just a little hard to see where am I putting it. I noticed when I did Pam's, the brown was awesome to use. This is really giving me some trouble. Oh, there we go. I broke the clog there. All right, so there's no right or wrong way of doing this either, remember. Just do it. And then what I do as a general rule is I usually just put the little rhinestones in the centers of the small flowers that I put on my box. Because you don't want to have a whole bunch of them all over the place. And I'm going to let this dry a little bit as I finish it off with the small flowers, and we're going to work on this part of the box just because I don't want those little flowers moving around. I like the little bottles for working with the smaller boxes just because it's a little bit easier to use. And remember, you can use small refillable bottles as well, like those other ones that I showed that I had. And I'm going to hold it up and show you what this looks like because I know it's hard to see because a lot of it's white now. But this is really pretty. Fun, fun. And I have like placed glue on a spot before and forgot where I put the glue. And the fun thing about that is you don't have to worry about it because it dries clear. this glue dries clear. I like to put it on the ends too. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. So as you can see, they're just randomly scattered on there, right? I can get you whatever you need, Kat. If you don't have the punches or whatever, I can get it for you. I can put it, actually I've been putting kits together for Pam, just because it's easier than she has everything that she needs and doesn't have to worry about it. We could chat about that on Facebook. Okay, so now let me see. So I got a wonderful rack also from Kat this week, and she included this beautiful trim. So now I'm going to put a piece of trim along here, and I thought I would go with blue, and I like this one, and it's not the same shade of blue as the flowers, but I want to see, because again, remember, like I told you before, I'm not the best with matching. But remember, everything doesn't have to match. I have some really awful scissors here. I'm gonna have to throw these out. They just are not cutting. They're not the sharpest. Okay, so I can do something like this. Actually, I think I'm gonna go thicker. Oh, you know what? Oh, look at this one. Blue and white. It will match with the white that I have already going on in there. I'm gonna see that. What do you guys think? Is this too non-matching? It matches the blue of the box nicely, right? I think it's a nice contrast. All right, so we're gonna cut a nice piece of that. And plus we're gonna use other flowers too, so let's not worry about. Okay, so we're gonna go right up the other side now. And again, I'm using my hot glue for this part. And this is just smaller trim that I like to use for this side. And be careful, you guys, when you're using the hot glue. They call it hot glue for a reason, remember. And normally, Pam, when you do yours, pull the drawer out, because then you know that you're on the edge and not on the inside of the drawer. So I should have told you that at the beginning. You guys, I almost hate to say this, but Ustream is being really good tonight. It hasn't kicked me off record or anything. Knock on wood. Okay, so there we go. We got that in there. Put our drawer back. Now, what I'm going to use is my center focal point for inside this box, and I know I'm going to cover up a lot of the paper, but I don't care. This is my favorite Gorjuss girl. Isn't she beautiful? It's the one with, this is called, I believe this is White Rabbit, the one with the clock. I love this one. So I'm going to use her as my focal point. And you guys, I apologize. I thought I had everything I needed tonight, and I don't. I have to run to my craft room real quick to get glue dots. Hold on. No, almost. Okay, I like to use the 3D dots. I'm going to show you the cards in a second because you can purchase them over on my blog. Am I censored again? The cards come in a deck like this, and I'll show you in 1 second. Hi, Nancy. I showed everyone your jar. Thank you, thank you. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to be covering that up, Kat. Don't worry. All right. Now, when I use these, even though they're self-adhesive, I use hot glue. And I like to do all 4 corners and 1 in the center. When I really want something to be permanent, I like to use the hot glue. I don't trust the glue dots because they fall off. All right, so I want to see now. If after you put it on, you still think it needs to come up higher, you can put another layer of the adhesive on there. I'm not sure. And I just don't like it to lay flat. This is why I do this. I think it actually looks good like that. You know what? Let me try something. I'm not going to hot glue it. I want to see if it's too much if I go higher. I just really like dimension. Well, that one came right off. Again, with the hot glue, you got to work fast. Let's see. Okay, yep, I like another layer on there, so I'm going to go ahead and layer that again. If you're using the hot glue, you guys got to kind of go fast with it or it's going to come off. Yeah, I love these cards. There's so many uses for them. Like I showed you last week, or I'm sorry, a couple weeks ago when we did class. Making those envelopes super easy and so fun. 52 different pictures on the cards. Awesome, right? So that came to like less than a quarter a card. Yep, looks good. The only thing I don't like is that you're going to be able to see the dots. But who's going to be looking at it like that? Don't look at it like that. Let's see what happens. You can put stuff underneath it too. That's where the embellishing comes in, right, ladies? Okay, when you put the hot glue on there, hold it and press it down until it takes hold good. I didn't see anything. Cute mini clothespins with beads. What's that about? Sorry, Patrice. Okay, so now that's on there. I think that's on there pretty well. Let's see. Wait, that's moving off there. Maybe this isn't a good idea. Let's see. Well, why is this not adhering to the card? All right, hold on, guys. The fun of doing live, right? Sometimes you just have to take a little bit more time and hold and press with this because what's happening is it's drying as I'm moving on to the next one, and the glue, can't do that with the glue. So let's see. Let's tacky tape. Let's see what happens here. Because these are stuck really well. Yep, it's these. All right, let's just try this. So I can move a little faster, I think. Oh, I can feel the heat coming through here now. I think I got it. Yep, I think you're right. I think because the card is glossy, but I think we're okay now. Okay, so look how cute. Okay, now something else Kat sent me, some flowers. We're gonna pretty this up. I like to embellish, embellish, embellish. So let's just, all right, so we were worried about the red, so we're just gonna kind of, let's see here. Let's see. I don't want to cover up too much of it. I play around with this a little bit when I'm working, so just have patience with me. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe not these big ones. Let's see. Okay, so sometimes we just decide to change it up a little bit. That's okay. All right, and I just kind of play around. I like to lay the stuff out a little bit. Look at, I have this cute little light bulb that says sweet. Can you see that? Sweet. And I have this cute little zipper that says precious. So that's how we can cover up some of this, the red that we don't want to see. So let's just, all right, I do like that. So I know stuff's fallen off, so. All right, so what I'm going to do is just get busy with some hot glue here. I do use hot glue on this because the hot glue grabs hold a lot faster than anything else. All right. Sometimes the embellishing is the hardest part for me. Oh, you guys, I wanted to show you this. Okay. These are the darker blue ones. So it brings out the ribbon over here. That's why I did that. I'm listening. This is the darkest blue flower. She's yelling at me. Look, she wrote all in caps. I listen to you all the time, Froggy. Okay, so I want to show you this. Look at how cute. It's a rhinestone flower with beads and a feather. 99 cents Hobby Lobby. When Hobby Lobby has their his and hers on sale in the wedding section, half price, so 50 cents. It's still kind of a lot, I know, but you have to be a good shopper because they have some of them not marked his and hers. The bigger ones, oh my God, she's screaming. Okay, let's get the bigger. I only have 2 of those. She wants to use the bigger blue flowers. Oh, they're half off this week? Cool, cool. So you wanted me to use the bigger ones, like that? Well, I can still pull that one off, just relax. We know you don't have a Hobby Lobby. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. All right, so then I have these cutesy little, you guys know I love these with the tulle. I'm throwing these scissors out after the show. I hate these scissors, they're horrible. There you go online and shop. And I told you I'd pick stuff up too. Okay, look. I love the little tool with the spray. Froggy doesn't like the small flowers, so now what do? My other favorite, I love the little birds. Put it on the right top corner, the big one. Gosh, she's yelling at me. Do I want to go just that? That's it. See what happens when I start listening to Froggy? She starts yelling. Do I want to go around the whole thing? I don't have enough flowers to do that. Then I'd have to put them on. Kristen, she really doesn't need the encouragement, thanks. She's screaming at me. The dream doohickey on it. I don't have a dream doohickey. I have Precious. You want me to hang Precious from it? Like this? I like the large blue flower. People are being mean to me. This bulky thing is too much white. Well, this is white. The darn light bulb, she's saying. She's not being nice. It says sweet. Do you want it like this? Why am I listening to you? Seriously, don't have a stroke. I think that Froggy needs to do a class so that I can harass her. Yeah, no being mean to sweet Christine. Thank you, Cindy. That's why I don't listen to her, because she's mean. Did you hear Cindy? She said, no being mean to sweet Christine. Oh. Now you're all getting bossy on me. Look at this thingy. Look how cute that is. Sometimes, you guys, sometimes. Okay, I don't like that, Darlene. I don't like that on there like that. It looks like it doesn't belong. And I need to cover up that red, and you keep saying too much white. And my ice cream's melting. Okay, I'm going to show the flowers for a second because now you got me crazy with that and I got to take a break from it. Okay, here's the cards. These are the Gorjuss playing cards that I have on my blog. They're standard size deck. And there's a different picture on every one of these. So we've got, here's the jokers. This is what they look like on this side. And then on this side, look at how cute. These are all the different cards. So I probably should have used a black. I'm going to have to pull that card off of there. Look at how cute. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to pull the card off. Oh my gosh, look how cute that one is. Look at how cute. That one's adorable too. Isn't this cute? Okay, they're $12.99 over on my blog, and it includes shipping. Oh, it's not going to go to waste. See how cute these are? Use the queen. Okay, I already went through that. I'm going to use the jack, look, because it's got blue and it's going to go with the flowers. And then it's okay if one's showing because it's not red. Okay? The fun of going live, girls. Cute? Yes? Look at how cute these are, you guys. I don't know how many I have left, but get them now if you want them. So you can use them for anything as an embellishment, if Darlene doesn't yell at you. All right. Now I rip the paper. You know, they make undo for this reason. I love undo. I love the smell of it. But I'm not using it. Let me see. All right, let's see what happens now. That looks much, much better. Ray's playing with the dog. That's what you hear. Now we have to start over with this. I love undo. Is it crazy that I like the smell? I can't help it. I really do. Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie's being nice to me while Froggy's being mean. I'm going to talk to Miguel. Just gorgeous. Isn't it just gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. I'm a wackadoo. That's why you love me. Now I'm going to tease you. Okay. Now it doesn't matter if the whole thing's not covered because the black and the blue go together. Put the blue flower up in the right corner. There you go. And I can tuck that under. Should I tuck that under? Why do I ask her? I'm just asking for it. Like that. And put the other one over there. Well, it smells good. Mean girls. They are mean girls. Okay, so I've added, I like the little pearl thingy in there. You probably don't, Darlene. I do. Now, why wasn't she censored for that? That's not nice. All right, I know what I'm going to do. And if Darlene doesn't like it, I'm sorry. Darlene. Now I like the light bulb going down this way. You don't like the blue flower on the bottom. See how picky these girls are? How about just like that and just decorate up here? Oh. You crack me up. She cracks me up. She said to use the blue flower. I use the blue flower and she's complaining. I don't think that's right. What about that? What about that? You're all going to be censored. Knock it off. Patrice said it looks great. Just not very nice. Oh, you know what though? I forgot. I'm going to have a bow going here. So do I really want to do that? I could put this down here. At the bottom, I'm putting a bow over here. So I don't want to do that. Really, you need the tickler. Just because Darlene doesn't like it. And I'm calling Miguel after the show. I'm just telling you now. Call him Miguel. You know what? Hold on. I wonder if I can get this thing off of here. I'll use the light bulb. Now Cindy's misbehaving. I can only deal with one of you misbehaving at a time. Miguel is Froggy's husband, and he's nice and she's mean. So sometimes I have to tell on her. Okay, we're not using the bird. Okay, so now let's do the bow. me see something. I can even go up the side there. Okay, so then you want to get some wired ribbon. And I do this before I put on the rhinestones because there's no point in putting the rhinestones on first because you might cover up some of them. So I just cut a nice sized piece of ribbon. And we're going along this side because it's not going to interfere with the opening and closing of the box over here. So then you don't have to untie and retie the ribbon. It just stays like this. So you put your ribbon on, and then your flowers are going to move around a little bit, so you just, right here at the ends, you just want to hold them so that they don't crunch. And push them down, and by now the glue is pretty well dry, so you shouldn't have a problem with them falling off. If they're falling off, you need to wait to do this part. And then just puff those up. And I usually like to make the ties going the opposite way of the main embellishment, which is this way. So the ribbon's really pretty. It's silver sparkle. And then I just like to cut it at an angle. And you can make it really long or you can make it shorter, however you like it. Okay. So we are about finished. And then we also just put the rhinestones on using the glossy accents. Okay, so this is what we have. And then just really easy, all we have to do is put a little dab of glossy accents. And I like to use tweezers. Where are my tweezers? Here they are. And again, because these are white, we're going to take a look and see what they look like. Otherwise, I might go with bigger rhinestones and put them in the centers of the blue ones. See, so we weren't even, what, an hour? And we're done? Oh, you can see these just fine. Okay, see the, where is it? Can you see the rhinestone? Right here? Pretty. And we're just going to put those on the smaller flowers is all I'm doing. You can go in and add bigger rhinestones on some of the blue ones if you like. And again, you just take your tweezers. Any kind of tweezers work fine. These are just a pair that came in with my flower making tools. I actually like the Cherry Lynn ones better. Pam, those are the ones I gave you. They have a much pointier tip. I just shot that one across the room. You have to have patience to do this part. It just takes a little bit longer because they're so small. But it really does add to the project. It's pretty purty. So you can see the little glistening rhinestones, and then the ribbon glistening is a perfect match on this. So just a little dab in the center. Patrice is teaching this Sunday. Patrice, would you put the time and your link in there again? And she also has a kit available for the project that she's going to be working on. Patrice, you can put the link for that in there as well. She only has a certain number of these kits left and she's not making them anymore, so you might want to grab it. Could you put the rhinestones in before you glue the little flowers on? You can. I do it like this just because if you're going to cover them up, it's kind of a waste to put them on anyway. So I wait to see what's going to be showing, and I do it like this. Which is also why I put the ribbon on first too, because there's no point in putting them on the ones that are underneath the ribbon. Right? I'll adjust the ribbon a little bit more, but I want to get one on this piece. And again, just like I don't like to waste the paper by not using the pieces that are not perfect, I don't like to waste the rhinestones either, even though they're pretty inexpensive. And also sometimes, unless you let them dry for a long period of time, you can be knocking them off very easily as well. So I've just kind of learned that these are the steps that I do it in. Obviously you can do it in whatever steps work best for you if you choose to make one. You're welcome. And again, I did record, so you can always go back and watch if you have a question about a step and you want to see it done. And of course, you can always email me or Facebook message me as well. Okay, there's Patrice's link. It's the alteredmusestudio.com. And she's going to be on at 8:00 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. That's just for those who are watching the recording. Then what I like to do after the flowers are all dry is I'll go in with my tweezers and just kind of lift some of the petals up because I don't like them all laying flat. And sometimes when you're working on the project, they'll start to stick and lay down flat, and I don't like that look. I like the three-dimensional look myself. And then once the ribbon is on as well, you have to make some adjustments. The ribbon tends to flatten everything out. So just go in with your tweezers and lift some of the petals. So again, we are finished, ladies. So that wasn't even, it was about an hour and a half, and I didn't even get started right at 7, so we really can't even say that. And that was also while I waited and listened to all of the grief from Darlene. So That was not bad at all. Here we are. Here's our gorgeous girl. Do you all have any questions? I'm going to just stop the recording.